Most Google business advice out there is slowing down your rankings. And if you have dropped recently, that may be the reason why, because the advice is out of date. So here's 13 quick settings that you can do right now that's going to get you shown in that new Ask Maps update from Google, and it's going to put you above your competition. And the first thing most people completely overlook is sitting right there in front of them on their profile every time they log in. It's in plain sight. It's your profile strength. Your profile strength indicator has been there for years now. And nearly every business that I audit still shows them as being brown, orange, even some are red. All it means is Google is asking you to just acknowledge a few things on your panel. On your profile, if you acknowledge these things, it will then go green. And when you log in, at least once a week, just make sure that it's green. And that's all there is to it. Green means you're serious as far as Google's concerned. And while Google's checking your profile, the next thing it's checking is something else to do with your hours. You see, your hours need consistency. Some business owners think that if they put 24 hours, that's going to give them a big advantage. And it's true, being open is an advantage. But unless you're genuinely open 24 hours and your website says it, and your citations say it, and your reviews say it, and your customers are saying it, you're going to start dropping, well, quicker than the Titanic. So cross-reference your hours across the web and make sure they truly represent the time that you're open to receive customers at your shop or as a service for calls. And it's not just your hours Google is cross-referencing. It's also checking every detail about your business to make sure that it matches up. And you know, the one page it always goes to is your contact page. When was the last time you checked your contact page and that it matched what your profile says? Well, Google's checking that all the time. It's documenting it. And that's one of the biggest trust factors that Google's looking for. Your phone number, your email address, they need to mirror your perfect profile. Your profile needs to say exactly the same things. Google even lets you install a map direction so that you can then put that button on your contact page. And the two together is like a twin turbo for your business. Any discrepancies though, and Google starts to lose trust. And trust is everything on Google Maps at the moment. Now, just like your contact page, Google is getting much smarter at spotting what's real and what's not real. And that includes your photos. So you need real photos of your business and your services, not AI generated ones or stock photos. You know, nearly every plumber I audit has the same old stock photo. Google knows that, like you can see. AI can't fake the real proof work that you do. So use your own photos when customers upload them. Thank them for uploading them as well and get them to upload some more, because your real business is what will get you ranking. Nobody told them to upload it, so Google rewards the customers that upload photos too. And that means any photos that is of real work that you've done. And speaking of Google checking what's real, it's now cross-referencing the services too. So it's looking at your profile and your website. Your services section, they need to match because they both carry equal weight together in Google's eyes. But if they're the same, then you've got the trust factor too. And that's exactly the types of things that Ask Maps is now suggesting. Yet most business owners barely touch their settings here. So services cover what your categories can't cover. So even though you choose your primary categories and your secondary categories, services is what's going to narrow it down as to what it is that you do. But you need to give proof that you do that through reviews and through the services on your website. You need to convince Google that those are exactly the things that need to put you to the top of that service. Now, your profile foundation is solid and you've got all these things sorted out. There's something else you need to consider, and it's about updating on a regular basis. Your posting frequency is important to Google, not because it intends to get people in, but Ask Maps sees this as a signal that you're the business to decide upon. The golden rule here is once every 7 days, as a minimum, 2 updates and 1 photo weekly to your profile. Here's an easy win most people miss. Next time you get a great review, screenshot it, upload it as a photo, and turn that into a post too. And you can do this several times ahead of time because you can drip it through using a scheduler on Google Profiles. Anything new, anything that's going to resonate with your customers, just post it. And when you do post, what you actually say matters more than most people realise. So write for customers. There are two ways a business owner can get the writing across. They can do it in a spammy keyword way, which was the old 1990s way of optimizing, or they can do it the newer way, which is not over relying on AI. Yes, AI can be useful, but customers can spot AI a mile off. I mean, here's a quick test. Open your description, and if you used AI, type in the letters LY. Extremely, incredibly, outrageously, they're everywhere. AI loves words ending in LY, and your customers can spot that too. So a face-to-face conversation, clear direct human contact, that's what Google's rewarding now in Ask Maps. And the same rule applies to your reviews. How you respond to your reviews tells Google exactly how you're looking after your customers today. So respond to every review within 24 hours. The clock is ticking as soon as you get a review, and Google is watching. A fast response will boost your activity score. It tells Google you care about your customers, so they're going to send you some more. But the temptation is to just leave it, or worse still, just stuff the reply with keywords thinking that helps. It just doesn't. The only keywords that really help is the ones that your customers are using. So your reply 100% about just thanking the customer only, period, end of it. Now, while we're on reviews, one of the biggest panic moments I've seen from a business owner is when a review suddenly just disappears. And these are genuine reviews too. So if a review disappears, don't panic. Google has spam filters that are pretty aggressive at the moment. They're so aggressive that they can sometimes wipe out genuine reviews. But every single day this happens to you and your competitors. So it's a numbers game that's happening to everyone, which is exactly why a screenshot of your review earlier on is a proof that you did get a genuine review. And then of course you can challenge Google on that. I like to make sure that I've got all my reviews as soon as they come in, and then I link them through to the description. Now, if you're getting fake reviews, then you need to report them as well, directly to Google. It's not glamorous, but it is exactly what Google's given you tools to do. So it's better to act upon it than ignore it. Okay, so your foundation is solid, your activity's good, you're sending good signals back to Google, they're sending customers your way. But you might say, I'm a service, I don't actually have a shop front. Is that going to be a problem? Well, no, it's not a problem, but service area businesses do need to bear in mind this. So that's if you're a plumber, a painter, a mobile service with no physical shop front, you just need to bear in mind maybe you're just running out of a van. There's one critical thing here. Only add the towns that you genuinely serve. So think local, don't think like you're playing the board game Risk and looking for world domination. If you add too many, you're going to start finding you don't get inquiries coming through because Google doesn't really know where you're based any longer. In fact, you're giving signals to so many areas that you're doing none well. So the rule of thumb is just make sure your service area is within traveling distance of about 40 minutes. And that way Google knows exactly where you are. It knows where your authority should be based, and it sends signals to those areas only. And this next tip is the biggest opportunity that lies ahead of you right now. And I can guarantee your competitors have no idea about it. It's the Q&A and Ask Maps area. See, Google has been encouraging businesses and business owners to fill in a Q&A section for some time now. And most businesses have ignored it. But it turns out Google knew exactly what they were going to do with that information. That Q&A data is now the backbone of how Ask Maps, which is an AI conversation that happens in your Google Maps, it's now where it's getting its information from. And the good news is you can still do something about it. But Google increasingly is pulling information from your website and your reviews to fill in those gaps itself. So here's the thing. Google is renowned for giving you a window of opportunity, but it doesn't go on forever. So don't just watch these things and these tips we're speaking about. Do something about them right now. And if Ask Maps is hungry for real information, the single best thing you can feed it is proof that you actually do know what you're doing. So case studies, AI is desperate for these because it simply can't make them up itself. Real human experience, real case studies, real problems that your business has solved with real customers' words, with real photos to back it up. AI can't fake those things. In fact, it needs that information for Ask Maps to know what it's talking about. So get genuine case studies right now onto your website, and Ask Maps will be using those in the coming months. This is the most powerful update we've had recently. And the thing is you can do something about it right now. Now, I've been working on a tool and it's actually really good at showing you what you're missing out on if you want to be ready for Google's new Ask Maps. It analyzes your business, it scores your business exactly how Ask Maps will be looking for it, and then it tells you the things you still need to fix. Now, this is how it's currently looking. I've got a few final fixes to make on it before it's fully released, but if you want early access to it, I'll put a link in the description below. And here's something that will catch most business owners off guard when they first see it. Your traffic might actually drop, and that's a good thing. Traffic quality has been dropping for many. Many businesses are seeing less traffic coming through in recent months, and it's causing them to panic. But ask yourself this: would you rather have 1,000 visitors and 1 purchase, or 100 visitors and 5 purchases? Well, it's obvious. Here's what's actually happening. Google's AI is holding on to the research phase for your customers. It's answering their questions before these visitors reach your website. So yes, traffic is down, but the people who do land on your website are already researched and they're ready to buy. So their intent is far stronger and higher than it was in the past. So less visits means better customers, and that's a great thing. But if you want to know exactly how Ask Maps really works and whether your business is ready for it, then don't forget the link down below in the description. But if you're a service or a business that operates from home, then Google's got some specific rules you need to follow. And if you don't follow these and you don't have a shopfront, then you could get into some complications. So rather than be invisible, watch this video next where it explains exactly how you can fix that if that's your issue. I'll see you next on that video.